Phuket, which was very romantic.
Their 3-day wedding in Marbella received a lot of attention.
Ta-da! We've got lots of interesting articles in here from when Ben and I got married, because people are interested in the fact that there's such an age difference and it's a role reversal, older woman, younger guy. I'm actually 17 years older than Ben. I don't mind admitting it because I'm sort of actually proud of it. I'm 55. People seem to find that fascinating and say, we thought that he was older than you, or we can't even see the age difference, so which is lovely, of course, for me.
Raina runs her own company, representing celebrities and organising global private parties for high-end clients.
I'm not going to name drop, but I will. There's me and Peter Andre. There's me and Gino D'Acampo. Bobby Davro, who's a great friend of mine.
Looking the part is important for Raina, so she's decided her designer bag collection needs updating.
I love this bag. It's white Chanel. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The bag was a gift from Ben several years ago, but sadly, totally impractical. I don't know what he paid for it. This is stunning Hermes Birkin, classic bag. Beautiful, beautiful. But I have a black one, and I use the black one to death. I really don't use this, and if I get a good price for both bags, I would obviously like to buy a new bag. For the 2 bags, I'd like to realise £6,000. We'll see. I need to go shopping.
Ben also wants to treat himself.
I've always quite fancied a fat boy. I will just clarify that that is a model of Harley Davidson and not some weird fetish.
He wants to sell his Rolling Stones signed guitar bought at a charity auction last year.
It was apparently from an official signing that the Stones did at Wembley. What was interesting about this to me was that it was actually signed by every member, including Bill Wyman, who's obviously long since left the band, so I would hope making it that bit more special. In terms of the cost, I can tell you that it was into the thousands, not the hundreds. And what I'd take for it, if it's anything less than 5,000, I think, in all honesty, I'd be keeping it and hanging it on the wall.
As well as buying and loaning against big-ticket items.
Ed, is Leon there, please? It's James Constantino.
James also sells high-end assets for his clients.
I'll leave it with you and I'll come back to you maybe on Monday or something. The wheeling and dealing part of the business and bringing buyers to the table is my strength, and that's what I enjoy most.
One of the items James is trying to sell for a client is a World War II airplane.
Oh, I love it.
And he might have found a buyer.
It's a Tiger Moth. I've had this plane here for a while, I haven't shown you it, but...
They're lovely.
Do you like that?
I really like it, yeah. I love those ones where there's one in the front and the back. I've always wanted to go in one of them, even though I don't like turbulence.
Do you know who that is, didn't you, there?
Yes, I do, actually. That is the woman who sang White Cliffs of Dover. Vera Lynn.
Do you know who she looks like?
That is Vera Lynn.
Yeah, but she doesn't look like Vera Lynn there, does she? She looks like that woman from Last of the Summer Wine.
Hey?
Have you watched it?
I've never watched that. How old are you? Jesus, you've been watching Last of the Summer Wine,
I just caught a little glimpse of it as I
No,
walked
don't
past
try and make it. You've
on my
only
way to
caught
the pub.
a glimpse of it.
I was out of the corner of my eye. Like that.
I've just pictured you in your slippers.
Anyway, I've just had a phone call from someone who wants to go down there and have a look at it.
Oh, brilliant.
This fella's really keen, and he's already mentioned some figures to me, and he's got a lot of planes already in his collection, and this, he thinks, will fit the bill for him.
Oh,
he's looking
fantastic.
For one of these.
It does look brilliant. I love it.
James's potential buyer for the Tiger Moth plane is 69-year-old Mike from West Sussex.
I've been really tied up with this Brad Pitt thing.
Mike owns an aviation film company, which he runs from an aerodrome in Surrey.
We keep aeroplanes specifically for film and TV use, and we've been involved with all the Bond movies for the last 30 years, right back to Octopussy. This plane has been used for lots of films since we've had it. We've had quite a few famous people on it as well, Sir Anthony Hopkins and Brad Pitt, Dustin Hoffman, and on one occasion we had Ronnie Corbett actually up in one of these lockers. The guy was coming along saying people are always leaving stuff in their lockers, and he opened it and he's in there, you know. And he was 80 and they actually got him into one of these lockers.
That's great. The Chinook.
Assisted by qualified pilot Anita,
Well, that's a treat, isn't it, seeing a Chinook going up and down the runway?
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.
Mike started his business in 1979, 9 years after becoming a commercial airline pilot.
That was the first plane he flew commercially, the DC-3.
That's all I wanted to do, was to be a pilot, you know. And when I eventually became an airline pilot, I realised it was a horrible job, and it was a dead man's shoes job.
He made more in a day and a half filming than he did as a year as an airline pilot, so that was that, really.
Now Mike's considering expanding his portfolio with the plane pawnshop boss James has for sale. But it won't be the first Tiger Moth Mike has ever bought.
The Tiger Moth was the first aeroplane that I ever owned, or flew for that matter. And I do have a lot of sentimental sort of memories of the aeroplane. Well, this is the receipt, which was actually in 1965. The actual cost of the plane was £600 in those days. I used to earn £4 a week, and I earn a bit more than that now. Things have moved on.
The price tag on the Tiger Moth James is selling is £70,000.
I can't make an offer until I've seen it, but I'm sure we would be able to put it in as part of the collection if it's the right aeroplane and it's the right money. So we'll wait to see when we get there.
Selling this plane would be a real coup for James and the pawn shop. But on inspection, will Mike think it's worth the £70,000 asking price?
The point that Paul seems to be missing is that it's my engagement ring.
But
therefore, surely my money.
But I bought the engagement ring.
For me. Okay. So therefore it's mine.
In London...
Hello, James speaking.
Claudia's friends Lord Ben and Lady Rayner have brought in their designer handbags for appraisal.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you look gorgeous, both of you. Take a seat. I'm good. So, tell me.
Yeah, so that's the Chanel.
All right, okay. Well, this is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're so desirable, these ones.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got another goodie here.
Lovely, the Hermes.
Yeah, which I really like.
Okay, that's nice, isn't it? What I'll do then is, if it's all right, I'll keep them here and do a little bit of work on them, just see what they're going for second hand.
I like to call it vintage as opposed to second hand.
I like that.
If the price is right, Claudia.
Yeah, of course.
If the price is right.
Lovely handbags, which I'm quite impressed with. Condition-wise, they're fantastic. The fact that the Chanel has the authenticity card and they both have their original dust covers, easy to resell, so I'll be quite pleased to sort of work on that a little bit and then make them an offer.
Yeah, if we can try and keep it this way up.
The couple are also hoping to cash in on a guitar Ben bought, signed by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah.
They've all signed it down the side of the guitar.
The unusual thing being it was also signed by Bill Wyman, who obviously long since left, so
wow,
made it a bit more unusual, hopefully. It's got a certificate of authenticity, obviously, but it all sounded genuine, and hopefully it is.
So how much do you think you're looking at for this guitar?
If it was 5,000 or more, then, you know, I'd think about it, but if it was less than that, put it on the wall with the rest of the memorabilia.
Definitely. It's nice.
If it's less than that, it can go in the loo. Or down the loo.
Thanks, Claudia. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Speak to you guys soon. Mwah.
The guitar needs to be checked out, but will it be good news for Ben after the appraisal?
Bye.
Thanks.
70% of the pawn shop's loans are against jewellery.
I think we can do £3,100.
Okay.
But not every deal goes perfectly, and stock manager Joy's discovered a problem with a loan given on some rings 8 months ago.
OK, this is a bit worry. You all right, James?
Yeah.
Right, I think this pledge is a bit overlent. We lent £2,500, but really the maximum on one of the rings should be about £500, and I think the other one is probably the max of £250.
So it should have been a £750 loan.
Yeah.
And we've lent £2,500.
Yes.
Oh my lord. That's severely wrong. That's not even a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Cheers, thanks. I'm not happy about it. I'm a bit peeved, to put it lightly. I've travelled an hour to be here and I've only been here 10 minutes and I'm down £1,000. What I try to achieve at the end of the day is to be up, not down. I don't understand it. We've all got a lot of experience between us. That shouldn't be happening.
Whilst James employs specialists to deal with the sparkly assets that come in,
For the necklace, we can offer £275.
there's certain items he likes to handle personally.
All right, lovely. Well, I'll see you Thursday. Lovely. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Bye. That was Adrian. He's coming down with his Merc. I love taking these calls on the motor vehicles because I understand them, and for me, it's easy. It's a no-brainer.
The SL500 convertible Mercedes
More rain, just what we wanted.
belongs to 63-year-old Adrian, who lives in Salisbury.
From the age of 17, I've always liked nice cars. I managed to buy a Ferrari before I was 50, a Ferrari 355 convertible, which is like nothing else to drive. Some people say it's better than sex. You'd have to drive one to answer that.
Self-made man Adrian is originally from the Isle of Wight, where he made his fortune.
I've always been an entrepreneur, even from my school days. It's one of those things I think you either got or you haven't got. And people say, oh, you've been lucky. Well, you haven't been lucky, you make your own luck in life.
By the time he was 18, Adrian owned his own second-hand car business.
The largest site I had was 1 acre, which would hold 80 to 100 cars. I was relatively a big fish in a small pond. But you learn something later on in life, that material things are not everything. Been on my own for quite a little while. In the December of 2000, I met somebody, married her in 2001, and everything seemed rosy. Yeah, moved to Florida in November 2002. We had everything for a happy retirement. What more could you want? No sooner we're there and she's kicking off. 6 months after being there, she decides that she's going to file for divorce. I lost 95% of what I'd worked for all my life. Came back and all I had with me was a hold-all with my clothes in. I had nothing. Come on. Come on.
He now buys and sells metal and rents a 2-up, 2-down terrace that he shares with his cat, Ash.
He's great company. He's a good little chap. Faithful. I think a lot more faithful than people. Do you want to go out?
But living in Salisbury with Ash is no longer enough.
Can I have an orange juice and lemonade? No ice, please. I've now got to the age of 63. I don't see any future at all staying in the UK. And I'm moving to South America to live. And it will be a one-way ticket.
Adrian is hoping to make the move to Colombia off the back of a scrap metal deal he's set up. But he needs cash fast.
Basically, I'm looking to raise £8,000 against the collateral in the mirror, and that 8 I would have turned into 20. Still not a vast amount of money to go out there with, but far better than going out there with like 10 grand. I need that money by Tuesday, because that's the only way I can increase the small amount of capital I actually have got.
His fresh start now hinges on James and a speedy £8,000 loan. At Hatton Garden, James has entrusted gemologist Michael to appraise motorbike enthusiasts Paul and Vicky's white and yellow diamond rings.
The way that we look at yellow diamonds and colour diamonds in general is, we want there to be as much natural, bright colour as possible. The brighter it is, the more yellow it is, the better. The yellow colour on this diamond is quite bright. If the colour is natural, then the price is high. Obviously, if it's treated, then that brings the value down. With white diamonds, you're looking for the least colour. So with this one, there is some colour in it, but it could be a lot worse.
Both diamonds are a big size, especially the white diamonds. But unfortunately, in diamonds, as in life, size isn't everything.
To pay for their dream bikes, Paul and Vicky want £15,000, but will their diamond rings make the grade? Morning in London, and at head office, boss James is still less than happy about the overlend discovered on 2 items of jewellery.
Having lost money on loan items, and they're basic items as well, I'm peed off, very peed off. So I'm going to send this email out to everyone to make them aware that they should be very cautious and not to overlend. Hi, it's been brought to my attention.
A member of staff has been overlending, and as a direct result, we are in negative equity in terms of funds due back.
Please be very cautious and respecting all company members are accountable for loans offered on assets. Regards, James.
Was that you?
No, it wasn't. I know what I'm doing.
When James lays down the law about overlending, which is, he needs to remind them every so often, you do really notice that they become more cautious.
It's James's money that we are paying out for these things, so if we happen to pay out thousands of pounds more than we should have done, then, yeah, of course he wouldn't be happy with that.
As well as facilitating loans, the pawn shop also sells items for a commission.
Meeting with potential buyers and showing them big items that we can't bring to store is a massive part of the business. See you in a bit.
See you. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, I will.
James is on his way to an airfield in Yorkshire, where his client's Tiger Moth plane is hangared, ready for sale.
I'm trying to put a deal together for the owner. The owner's looking for just over 70 grand, and see if we can get a deal done.
James is meeting potential buyer Aviator Mike and his assistant Anita.
How you doing?
Yeah, nice to see you, James.
Hi, Anita.
Hi, James.
Right.
Very nice to meet you.
Well, look, here she is. She's not able to fly out today because she needs the renewal certificate, which she hasn't currently got. I do know it was manufactured in 1944 and sent out to Burma. The fabric was done in 2001 and the engine's done 500 hours. So, have you owned one of these before?
Yeah, that was my first aircraft, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, £300 I gave for it. Yeah, it's worth a bit more today.
OK, fantastic. Well, I'll leave it with you then.
Yeah.
Hopefully we might be able to put a deal together.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Great.
Thanks.
Oh, doesn't look bad, does it?
Like the look of this.
These flying wires on the tail look quite good.
Yeah, they look in really good nick, yeah.
Looking out for damage on the propeller. See there, look, it's hit something just there, look. It's got a baggage locker. Let me see if I can remember. £20 of baggage.
£20 of baggage? That's definitely a bloke's baggage hold, that one.
Yeah, you can't put your golf clubs in there, can you?
It's looking positive at the minute. They seem quite interested in it. The proof of the pudding is in the size of the cheque that comes my way. So, fingers crossed.
Oh, look at this, Dame Virulin.
Dame Virulin.
Yep. Yes, it's nice.
That's lovely.
I think that should always be left. I mean, the more I look at this airplane, the more I would say it's a good 8 out of 10, which is good, a good number.
How'd you get on?
Yeah, it's a good, solid airplane. It needs a lot of things doing to it to be able to bring it up to today's sort of public transport standards, so you could actually earn some money with the airplane.
Right.
You know, it needs brakes fitting, it needs a radio putting in, needs a transponder putting in. I've just put one in my other plane. It was 3,000 quid to put it in. So all these things can start mounting up. And the problem is, of course, there's quite a few out there for sale at the moment.
Okay, and what sort of level are they at?
Well, there's some good ones for around 60 that are ready to go. But I like it. I think it's a nice airplane.
OK, so, I mean, it's just a matter of you guys going away, doing your figures and coming back to me where you see it at.
Yeah, sure.
We can go from there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, it's been lovely meeting you both.
You too, Jim.
And we'll speak soon.
Yeah, lovely.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.
The owner's looking for just over £70,000 for it. Mike has already pointed out that it needs a few quid spent on it, and there are a number of them for sale, so that could work against it, but they've gone away looking quite chirpy, so I'm quite hopeful that they might come back with a figure and we can get a deal done.
But after his research, will Mike bid for the plane and land James the 5-figure sale he's been working for? In London, Lawrence is on his way to memorabilia expert Mark. He's been appraising Lord Ben and Lady Rayner's Rolling Stones signed guitar.
I'm a bit dubious about it. If it's correct, you could be looking at about £6,000 to £7,000 there. So I've got to get another opinion on this one. Mark is the expert. He's been doing it for 30 years. He is at the top of his game.
How you doing, mate?
How are you?
I've got something for you here.
Okay.
To help me, or it's going to be an awful accident. Right, so this is by Claudia. I'm not 100% sure about it, so...
OK, should we take a look?
I want to get a second opinion from you, mate. You're getting ready to get excited.
Am I going to be excited? Don't get excited.
Don't get excited. So I was right.
It took me about 10 seconds not to get excited over that, Lawrence. There's nothing right about it at all.
You seem pretty committed on this.
Mick Jagger's autograph, it's just a million miles off, mate.
Yeah.
The problem is, in these charity auctions, these are the targets.
Yeah.
Did no paperwork come with it?
Well, it's been authenticated, isn't it?
Right, OK.
It's so hairy-fairy. It basically says, if this isn't right, we'll give you your money back. Well, that means nothing.
No one's name and address on it or nothing. One of those.
Yeah, just so I can learn as well. What's wrong with the Mick Jagger signature?
Well, if you've seen so many of them in your time, when you're looking at them week in and week out, you'd look at that and know straight away that is not a Mick Jagger. It's like saying blue is black and black is blue.
Yeah.
That is not right.
I mean, just to confirm, though, because, as you've taught me, that sometimes one or two signatures will be right and the rest are wrong.
If I was in any doubt now, I'd be getting examples out with you and going through them like a fine-tooth comb. There's absolutely no need.
OK, so you're not even undecided then on this one?
No, have you got that?
I think I can say that you're definitely not happy with this one. Cheers, mate.
Sorry, mate.
No worries.
See you later.
Have you got any brown tape? It might be worth more than the actual frame.
It's a fact that 90% of all memorabilia out there is fake. And even if you've got paperwork, if it's not the correct paperwork, it's not worth the paper it's written on.
In Andover...
You haven't messed that up, have you?
No, it's perfect, don't worry.
Harley-Davidson fans Paul and Vicky are waiting to hear about their white and yellow diamond rings.
It'd be nice to get 15-ish thousand all in. That would be fantastic.
I think Vic's engagement ring is the big ticket item. That's probably going to realise as the most, I would suspect.
Paul bought the engagement ring on holiday in Florida and paid $22,000 for it, which at the time was around £11,000.
If we get the money we want, I'm going to get some really nice blingy parts for my bike. If it's a really good sum, then maybe I'll let him upgrade his bike.
Michael's now finished appraising the rings and is ready to report back to boss James.
The yellow diamond, it's heat-treated and fracture-filled.
OK. Is there any other good news? It is gold, isn't it?
To be honest, we will be able to pay more for the gold than we would the diamond.
Yeah.
And then this one, the size is great. The colour actually isn't too bad, but the clarity lets it down.
Yeah, so this isn't going to be good news at all, Michael, because I think they were looking for around the 15 grand mark. I'm not looking forward to this. I might send her an email, actually, or a telegram or something.
Hello?
It's James here from Prestige.
Hi.
But we've had a good look at the rings. The yellow diamond, we'll start with that. It is a diamond of sorts, but unfortunately, commercially, there's very little value in it. You'd probably be best to put it back in your jewellery box and just keep it, to be fair. Now, the other stone has got some positives to it. It's a good size. It's just over 3 carats. So, in that respect, commercially, it's quite good. The only problem with it is it's got quite a lot of carbon in it.
Right.
I'll be straight with you. I think you paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
2007 is when you purchased this diamond. It was a very different market. It was pre-recession. People had plenty of money to splash around.
Sure.
But at the moment, we're finding that unless the stones are really good and they're really clean, they don't really command that sort of money. It's definitely a buyer's market, and if we were going to advertise it, we really wouldn't be able to give you much more than £2,250, £2,500 for it.
OK.
And I know that might be a bit of a shock to you.
All right, well, that's very, very candid of you. It's something we'll certainly think about rather than jump straight in now and say yay or nay, if that's OK.
All right, well, look, Paul, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, James, thanks for the call anyway.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, bye.
Oh, that was difficult. Oh, he took it on the chin. Knowing that Paul had to relay the bad news to his wife, I really felt for him. It couldn't have been an easy one. I'm sure he got a bit of stick.
We were just victims of circumstance. We bought it at the wrong time. At the time we bought it is when people were willing to buy those things. But now that as we're coming out of recession, being a buyer's market,
He thinks it'd be difficult to sell commercially. Never mind. Hey ho, that's life. We move on. Don't we?
No, I need to find a man that's going to buy me a decent engagement ring next time.
At head office, it's been a week since James showed potential buyer Mike the Tiger Moth plane. The owner wants £70,000 for the aircraft, and middleman James is hoping Mike's going to make an offer.
I mean, look, this isn't an unusual situation for us to be in. We often act as a conduit between seller and buyer, and that's exactly what we are in this situation.
At the aerodrome in Surrey, Mike's come to a decision.
Prestige.
Is that James?
Mike, you all right?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
We've had time to think about it and look at the possibility of making an offer.
Right.
It's ideal for someone who wants to go Sunday flying. It's all ready to go, but because we're very close to Gatwick here and the controlled airspace, we'd need to put a radio in as well, a transponder, which is about 20 grand's worth all in all.
You need to spend a few quid on it to get it up to scratch for your purposes then.
Yeah, so I'm probably not the best buyer in the world of it, but I'd be prepared to go to 55,000 sterling on it.
OK, well, that's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah, that's, I think, is a reasonable offer for it.
I appreciate your offer. It's a little bit short of what he was looking for, so, well, you know, I think he was hoping for over the 70 grand mark, so but you never know. I shall get on to the owner and see if we can get something done. It would be nice to get this one away, I must admit.
OK, thanks very much indeed.
Cheers,
take
mate.
care.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
But will James's client accept Mike's £55,000 bid?
It may not be what he wants, but there's only one way to find out.